Well, hello you gorgeous mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. Right, remember when Keir Starmer said this about the Southport riots?
So no, I won't shy away from calling it what it is. Far-right thuggery.
Yeah, remember that it was all down to far-right thugs who had rioted because there was no justifiable reason to be angry. Remember that. He stood there and he lied to everyone in the country again, because the police have finished their investigation into the Southport riots and found zero links to far-right groups. One of the videos I did a while back, I'll put the link in up above, showing that it was the police that instigated one of the riots outside a mosque. Remember when the police formed their lines to protect mosques, when the police formed their lines to protect Muslims whilst facing the far-right thugs that didn't exist. Remember when police officers were filmed telling Muslims to go put their weapons back in the mosque? Remember how many Muslims got arrested in those riots? I remember a group of, I think, nearly 100 Muslim men up the road, not far from me, Bordesley Green, not far from Heartlands Hospital, on the island. You know, the ones that threatened and chased off a Sky News crew, tried to puncture their tyres, who then went on a rampage all the way down the road past a police station, where just outside the police station, a guy in a white car got his car smashed to pieces and almost got lynched. Then they went all the way up to the Swan and they kicked the living shit out of some poor bloke locked outside a pub when the police were nowhere to be seen. Remember all that? And it was us so-called far-right thugs that were to blame. The man is a pathological liar. Southport was a cover-up. Southport was then used by the government and intelligence sources and the police to stir up a riot, to then use it as justification to jail people who, remember, got put into prison for screaming abuse at a police dog, shouting at a hotel. Peter Lynch got arrested and put in prison and then sadly died in prison. I'm sorry, but some may say that I'm not believing that he self-deleted himself at all, because he said, "Stop hurting my grandkids." We did the video's all over the place, you can see it. All of this happened. All of this was blamed on far-right thuggery. Except, of course, it has now been proven that there wasn't any links to far-right people. I mean, it couldn't possibly be a bunch of people incensed at girls being murdered and hacked to death at a party where 20 or 30 other people got injured. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with the fact that people are just sick to the back teeth of having their communities destroyed from the inside, sick to death of two-tier justice, sick to death of two-tier policing, sick to death of being blamed for everything that's got, and most of it, nearly all of it's got nothing to do with them. Not allowed to be angry, not allowed to be upset, not allowed to demonstrate and show that anger in any way, shape or form. And then when you do turn up to show that anger, the police plant people inside to instigate trouble. The whole thing was a cover-up, and the whole thing was then used to allow them to do what they have done, put people in prison. And the reason it was done, because if we put people in prison, it stops them protesting. it stops them complaining, it stops them speaking out. That was the whole purpose. They saw an opportunity here and they took it. And that piece of lying shit stood in front of the entire country and blamed far-right thuggery when there wasn't any. In the same one, he promised to protect the Muslim communities. We are ruled by a vicious, narcissistic arsehole who hates this country, hates everybody who lives here, and he's made that abundantly clear. Him and those vile people in his party. Because if you're not speaking out against this, if you are a Labour MP and you're not going to get upset or angry about the lies, then you're part of the problem. Because Starmer will not quit. He will need to be removed. And the only people who can remove him at the moment are Labour MPs. And they're sitting on their hands and doing nothing. 2 videos coming up at the end of this one. One will be the last one I uploaded. The other one with the one that the gods of YouTube with their mighty algorithm will have picked for you. It's called The Chosen One. You can like, you can share. If you agree with what I'm saying and what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny and you won't get into trouble for it. You can hit the notification bell to get a notification that I've done another video. There are ways to support the channel, the links down below. Don't forget to let me know how you feel in the comment section. I don't delete any comments unless they're out there by a stick or brick user. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one.
Maybe it's so narrow at the bottom.